Hello, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to take a look at some new old stock. I happened to get a set of old Channellock USA made screwdrivers. I figured we'd just take a look at them and see how they look. Screwdrivers are just one of those things that you always need some flying around the shop. Okay, so we've surgically and carefully removed the contents of the box here, and let's take a look at what we have in it. We have a 6-inch long, 1/4 inch, there we go, 1/4 inch screwdriver. That would be this one. It's we'll get into that then. We have a 6-inch long number 2 Phillips. We have 4-inch long 1/4, 4-inch long number 2, a 3-inch long 3/16, and a 3-inch long number 1 Phillips. If we look at the marketing wank, we have high torque acetate handle. This is for superior grip. And I do have to say the OD of these appears to be a little bit bigger, and you can see it's a square shape that kind of would make it nice for gripping on stuff. Custom heat treated steel blades. They're discolored at the tips, so I don't have a good way of testing that. Nickel chrome finish. And precision machine vapor blast tips. So there you go. Made in Meadville, PA, I believe, or at least Channellock is out of Meadville, PA. These are made in USA somewhere. So I'm a sucker for made in USA tools, and these were marked down, so why not? So let's look at these a little bit closer. Let's take a look at the 3/16. I happen to have a few other 3/16 that we could compare to. So we have the Channellock here in the middle. We have the classic Craftsman Western Forge. You can tell this one's got some age. The plastic's no longer clear, starting to get yellowed. I've had that one a long time. It's held up reasonably well. And the Craftsmans have kind of a hexagon thing going here. And they're not bad. You get them oily and stuff, they clean up reasonably well. That would be one of the downfalls of the Kleins. The Kleins being more round, and they have the grippy bits here. But the Kleins with the rubber here, they get kind of nasty in oils. So you really don't want to get these super oily, but these are geared towards the electrician market. And normally, well, sometimes you're bathing in oil as an electrician, but normally you're not, so that's okay. So what the heck, I thought, grab a few more 3/16 straights. Here's a example of a Milwaukee, kind of a round shank rubberized thing going, competing with the Klein. Here is a triangular based Husky. This is pretty old. These don't do too bad in oil, but they do get kind of nasty. This is a rigid, a little bit longer, but they have a reasonably decent grip. And then there's towards the end of Western Forge Craftsman round shank. So all that to say that the plastic handled Channellock, it's a little bit bigger. You can see height-wise, the grabbing parts, they do seem to have more meat. Handle height is about the same overall as all of the others. They stack up relatively similar. But for the size of it, it does actually seem to give you some higher leverage, I think. So that's nice. Now looking at the tip, the chrome on this does seem pretty nice. It's not doing that. Some of the Kleins, if you nick the chrome on the Kleins, it starts peeling off. I don't know why, but I had a nut driver set that did that to me years ago. Could have just been a thing from back then. But the chrome on this looks pretty nice. You can actually see also how the screwdriver tip is set in the plastic. It's got some nice keying there. I don't think that would slip. As far as beating on this, it would probably hold up about as well as any of the others that have plastic on the back. It'll probably start to dent like this old Western Forge did, but it probably won't shatter. It doesn't seem like it's that style plastic. It actually does seem like a decent quality plastic. And you can see that they did some vapor blasting here. Now, Klein years ago was one of the early ones that did something with the tips of their screwdrivers, and then Milwaukee and Husky, everybody kind of followed suit with some sort of treating of their tips. So Channellock followed suit here. They have vapor blasted tips. Finger drag, I can feel. It actually does have some resistance to it, so it probably would actually help you a little bit grab the screw. Realistically, when you're engaged on a fastener, you're not sliding like this, you're touching on the sides, so I don't know how much you'd actually gain with that, but it's there. Overall, it's pretty nice. Made in USA screwdriver. Let's take a look here at the others. The 1/4 inch straight is kind of nice in the way that you can see even on this Western Forge that the tip is kind of trapezoidal. It gets bigger as it comes out, and that's all well and good, but that was actually, you can see the Kleins do it as well. Really the only ones that didn't in 3/16 size was this old Husky. And this is actually kind of nice that it doesn't get bigger, because when you're going into something that has a cavity, let's see here, this top off is a good example of that. So say you were going down inside of here, this screwdriver, this 3/16 fits, but this one does not. So that's kind of nice, so that when you're working on things with your flathead screwdrivers, that the profile of the screwdriver is not any bigger than the head of the screwdriver itself. So that's actually kind of a nice feature. I know some people kind of think that this style is more robust, and I guess it could be in some theories as far as turning things. There's more meat down here, but at the end of the day, whatever's here at the tip is the only engagement that you're going to get. So this is kind of nice in my opinion, that it's the same profile all the way through. They all seem to have, you can see the handle got bigger when we went to 1/4 inch. That's the same, and this should be the same as the number 2. And then the handle size for the 3/16 is probably the same as the number 1, and it is. So let's take a look at one of the Phillips. Same thing here. The Phillips has that vapor blast tip and nice chrome. You can see this is actually a different way of setting on this particular screwdriver. These two Phillips, you can see there, it's like a star style thing inside there, whereas these have 2 flats that stick out. So that's kind of interesting that the manufacturing process is a little bit different there, but either way, it's set in there nicely. I don't see it coming loose. That pretty well constructed. The quality of the plastic on everything does feel good. I mean, you can kind of tell when you get cheap plastic in your hands, and this does not have that feel. Now, these are not insulated or anything like that. They're not geared towards the electrician market, you know, like these flukes that we have here. These are more meant to be used on live circuits and stuff like that, but you know, this has a fancy cushy handle and everything else, but it's not what these are. You know, these are just a basic I mean, it was, I don't know what these went for new, but they're not a, you know, super expensive set of screwdrivers. They're just, you know, set of screwdrivers. So that's nice. It's nice they give you the extended tip length. I kind of like having 6-inch long screwdrivers. I don't like short screwdrivers. It just kind of gets your hands away from the workpiece a little bit more. If you're in something, you know, you're out of it and you're not skinning your knuckles up all that much. So it's nice having the two extended tip length ones and everything else there. So P1 3/16, number 2 Phillips and 2/4. I think it's a pretty decent assortment there, and the quality of them seems decent. So if you see one of these sets on clearance, I don't know how long they'll be on clearance, or if I'm late to the party or what, but if you see a set of these, I think they're pretty decent screwdrivers. I don't see anything with them at all that says that they're gonna not hold up any better or worse than stuff that I've had around here for a very long time already. So with that, hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was informative a little bit. If you see some of this new old stock going out, hey, grab it up. It seems like decent stuff. Thanks for watching and have a great day.